Hi, I'm Angela Jones. I'm Head of Partnerships at Eryri National Park Authority, and I'm delighted to be joined on this podcast with Tim Harrop, who is Chair of the Supporters Group for the Ogwen Valley Mountain Rescue Organisation. Hi Tim, how are you doing?
Hey Angela, hiya.
It's great to have you here today, and of course this year, because the team itself is actually celebrating its 60th birthday, isn't it, this year? So it'd be great to hear a little bit about, how the team was set up 60 years ago, and what was the thing that actually inspired the setup of the team?
So originally the team was staffed by outdoor instructors who were based down at Idwell Cottage, where the visitor centre is now, and they would just respond to accidents that were going on in their surroundings, and it was very reactive, and that carried on for some time, and it was just a group of friends who went out with their own equipment. And then they realised that because they all finished work in the summer and went out on different adventures, they didn't have the staff to cover that. So they realised they needed to do something slightly more structured and formal. So in 1965, the team got recognised as I think the first mountain rescue team in the UK.
Yes, yeah, I believe. Yeah, that's what I've read, which is amazing. Yeah.
And then it was still based down at the Idwell Cottage, and then National Trust allowed us to use Bryn Waith, which is where we've been to this day. Initially, it was little more than a farm barn, and it was refurbished and built up and added to and changed and painted. And it is what we've got today, which is a pretty substantial base. I think you've been there before, Angela.
Yeah, I've been lucky enough to have a tour around. It's fascinating.
And it's much, much bigger than people expect. People turn up and they think it's just this small kind of three-roomed kind of bungalow in the Ogwen Valley. But it's got quite a substantial ops room with computers and radios. We've got kit rooms and drying rooms, vehicles. We've got such a comprehensive equipment cupboard and stuff. Yeah.
And I was surprised to see you have even got places for people to stay overnight, because obviously you're out at all times of the day and night, of course. So yeah, people are travelling after being on a rescue, or even coming to visit and learn something from the team as well. Yeah.
So the overnight sleeping arrangements is a dormitory. Sometimes used by team members if there's an overnight job, but it's often used by visiting teams, because the Ogwen Valley is so perfect for training, whether it's navigating on the Cynadd Eye or the technical aspects of the glidders. So we often allow different teams to stay there, and we quite often get involved in providing the training as well, which is really cool.
Yeah, I think one of the things, though, that we want to get right out there, front and centre right now, you're an active team member. All of this is done completely voluntarily, isn't it? And I think that that's sometimes a bit of a misconception, because, as you've just alluded to, everything when we came to the base is so professional. It's really impressive, and obviously people see you out on the mountains providing training, etc. And it's not surprising that people think that you're paid, or you're all, as I said, extremely professional. But this is a totally voluntary organisation, yeah?
Yeah, so there are 50 active team members. As well as that, we also have various non-operational members who oversee the equipment. They do a lot of the domestic tasks. Some of the more specialist search and rescue kind of techniques are often delivered by the non-operational specialist team members. We're all volunteers, but as well as actually responding to the incidents, whether it's day or night, whether it's winter or summer,
we also take on various tasks as well. So I've taken on the task of public engagement and leading up a fantastic team of volunteers who are part of the 333 supporters group. I'm also involved in delivering the technical training, the rope side of things. But as well as that, we also have professionals who deliver the water skills. We've got a lot of team members who are swift water, river rescue technicians. We also abide by the HSE guidelines, so all of our kit gets checked every 6 months. And we actually took it further. We actually now check all of our ropes every 3 months.
Okay.
Because we found that at 6 months, a lot of our ropes being dragged over the rocks on Trivan, for example, they get trashed and we have to retire them. So HSE best practice is a maximum of 6 months between checks. We've taken that and we've adapted it.
Yeah.
For us. So last Saturday, I spent the day at base and I checked almost 2 kilometres of rope to make sure it was still okay to be used in the rescues.
Wow. Yeah.
And then we, as well as that, we also have team members who are involved in overseeing the training, overseeing the call-out list, there's so many different tasks within the team.
Yeah.
And this is all in addition to being the second busiest mountain rescue team in the UK.
Yeah, and obviously the busiest then, taking first place, is another team in North Wales as well, is the Llanberis team. And so we've got 2 of the busiest in the UK. And I think maybe it'd be good to highlight the area that you cover in the Ogwen Valley, because again it's a huge area, isn't it, that you're potentially being called out to.
Well, there's a bit of friendly competition between us and the Llanberis team because they cover one mountain, they cover a Wytha. Although they do sometimes help us out, and we do share the Gliderau. But we cover all the way from Llandudno, Conwy, all the way down the coast. Aberfalls is quite a busy area for us. Down to Bethesda, up the A5, so we've got the entire chunk of the Caerneddau, which presents its own problems because although maybe less dramatic than the Glider, it's rolling hills and the weather can quite often present its own kind of obstacles for people. Then we also have the Gliderau, where all the technical challenges of Trivan, Glidervawr, Egan, all of those mountains are. We also cover Moel Siabod, which in itself has become known by the Instagram crew as Sunrise Mountain. So we get a lot of people going there because it gives this incredible vista of all of the mountains of North Snowdonia. Then we've also got the Gwydir Forest, which is mountain biking, is popular with mountain biking.
Yeah.
Dolwydd Ellen, which has some hikers, and then all around Betws. So we sometimes get called to help the ambulance service with the kind of smaller roads above Betws.
Incredibly varied, yeah.
And then as well as that, Angela, just to add to that, we've also got all the rivers.
Yeah.
So we have a lot of kayak incidents near the Conway Falls, near Penmachno.
Okay.
A lot of our team members are actually quite highly skilled within the water rescue side of things. So we get kayakers. The recent floods as well, we were helping the emergency services locate a hiker who went missing, and we found them. Unfortunately, they'd passed away. So.
Right, I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah, I mean that's actually, you've had several fatalities over the last 2 years, which is must really hit the team. Really difficult times when, of course, as we said, everyone's a volunteer. So yeah.
Well, this year has been difficult. We've had 6 body recoveries this year, and as you say, Angela, we're all volunteers, and we support each other as best we can. We've got quite a close network between us. We also have access to various counselling services in North Wales. They give their time for free, and we've created quite a formal and resilient emotional support process. So anyone who's involved in one of these fatal incidents gets a call 3 days after the incident. Yeah. They then get a call or an email 3 weeks later, just checking in to make sure that we're okay. And we're always messaging each other we're always checking in on each other. We're a really close team, and something we're really working on at the moment is to create an environment where it's okay to not be okay.
Yeah.
So if you are feeling a bit vulnerable and you're slightly hesitant about going into a job that may be a trigger, or you may have had a recent kind of incident that links in, you can just stand up and go, I'd rather not be involved in this job, or I'd rather be tasked elsewhere but still help the team on this job.
Yeah.
And we are really proud of the ethos that we're creating. It's very emotionally supportive within our team, which is important because, as you just said, we're having to deal with quite a lot of fatalities at the moment, which is crazy for just a bunch of mountaineers who are trying to do the right thing. So.
Yeah. And in general, call-outs have been going up over the last 2 to 3 years. This year is one of your busiest yet. Am I correct to say that? Yeah.
Yeah. So I was doing some stats in preparation for this, and up until about 3 years ago, there were about 150, 160 call-outs per year. In the last 3 years, there's been at least 170 every year, and we're already on 80 incidents this year. And what we consider an incident is actually we have to go actively out onto the mountain and help these situations. Yeah. We get more call-outs, so are you okay if I explain the process?
Of course.
So the way it works is if you are in trouble in the mountains, you need to call 999. You ask for the police, then you ask for mountain rescue, and that way it gets directly to us. We have a team of team leaders, of which there are 8 team leaders. They allocate ownership of that call out. Yeah. They'll then call the casualty and see if they can resolve it directly with communication. Yeah. It may be someone walking around Podlediad and has lost the path, for example. Sure. So it might be a gentle conversation redirects that person onto the path. If that's the case, it doesn't go any further. If there's something more, then the team leader will send out a text and an email saying standby, lost walker, Podlediad, for example. We then notify the team leader that we're either available or not available, or available later. The team leader then kind of follows that process and sees if further action is needed. And then it becomes a call out. And at that point, then we attend base, we get the ropes, we grab the stretcher, we collect the equipment that we're going to need, and that's when it goes live. Yeah. So the 80 incidents this year have got to the point where we've had to go to base to collect our equipment, to go onto the mountain, to assist the people in whatever problems they're having. Yeah. So I suspect there's probably 20 or 30 more calls that haven't actually reached us as an active team.
Yes, of course. Yeah. It's interesting because we're constantly here at the National Park Authority trying to work out, why there's such an increase in these call-outs, and we've tried to look at numbers. We've been looking at the different situations and demographics, etc. And it is really difficult to put a reason on it, isn't it? Some people like to blame social media, some people are blaming all sorts of different things, but I think what we need to acknowledge is it is a fact that it certainly is happening right now, and there are some key messages that we all would like to get out to the visiting public to this area. Is there something that the team really wants to emphasise to get out there for people before they're coming into the Ogwen Valley?
I think just ensure that you're appropriately equipped, and we always talk about maps and compasses and waterproofs and correct footwear. But I actually would go further. I think it's really important to equip ourselves with the right attitude. Okay. And I feel that if you, Trivan for example, many people climb up Trivan, get to a position where they can't climb down. Yeah. And so if you're going into technical terrain, consider the ability to turn back. So be equipped with a retreat, be equipped with a plan B. Yeah. Likewise on the Cone, it's less technical. But if the cloud comes down, are you able to find your way off? Do you have to go from Aber to Ogwen, for example? Yeah. Could you go to Aber and retreat back to Aber, find the car again? Yeah. Have that ability to just look after yourself and look after your group. Yeah. Yeah, that's a major thing that we're working on this year with our comms is,
check in with yourself and turn back. Otherwise, well, the mountains, as we always say, they'll always be there. They'll be there longer than we will. So yeah, there's another day. But the pre-planning is really important as well. I mean, one of the key messages that we always put out for the Ogwen Valley area is also about to do with how you're getting to the area. So thinking about, where you're going to park, because it's very limited in the area, not causing issues in terms of dangerous parking or blocking. For example, you guys, if you need to get access into the base, but also thinking about buses and using sustainable modes of transport. One of the things that encourages is if you're thinking about that in advance, you're already thinking about your day ahead, and therefore you're planning on your route and you're considering what you need to do and what you need to be carrying with you in order to have a successful day out in the mountains. So yeah, hopefully between us all, those messages will be getting out there and loud and clear.
One of the things I'm really excited by, and this, is all the collaborations that's happening. We were talking before about being involved with Llanberis, and we've done loads of work together. The National Trust, there's so many different agencies, and we're all communicating with each other, and we're trying to find some kind of solution to the growing number of visitors and ensuring that people behave responsibly and safely, really. So it's a really
and we've got things that even the police are on board with this, and obviously Traffic Wales and the Trunk Roads agencies, and anybody that's got a responsibility in that area. We all want the same thing, don't we? We want people to come and enjoy themselves, but we want them to be safe, of course. So yeah, most importantly, I think we wouldn't be able to end this podcast without me saying a huge thank you to you and to all of the volunteers and all of the mountain rescue teams who do such a phenomenal job out there. It really is, everyone relies on you, and it is just so impressive what you do, all of you, on a daily basis. So thank you so much.
I appreciate that, Angela. Well, thanks for talking with me today.